Yes, Emma.
Okay, Francis, welcome. Okay, I'm Emma Mwitimi, currently a student here at Taita. I hope we are all students, but also a self-learning data engineer in the data science field. Kwanza, let me take this opportunity to welcome you all in the bootcamp that we are conducting today. We are starting today. The bootcamp is aiming at, our main aim is to, our main objective is to create a learning community dedicated to developing people who want to work in data field. That is the data analysts, the data scientists, the data engineers, the machine learning engineers, and the AI people. Right now, let me welcome my co-hosts, Choka and Jeremiah, to introduce themselves. They will be taking us through today's objective. That is, we are doing a simple introduction on R, and on R, and a few, they might talk a few things about data science in general. Welcome, Moses.
Okay, thank you, Emma, for the invitation. I am Moses Choka, a junior data scientist. I'm glad you guys showed interest in these data sessions, and I think it's going to be of good results at the end. So the purpose of today's meeting was just to get familiar with the concepts in data science, and majorly we are going to focus on R as a programming language at the moment, but we'll also tackle those other languages like Python, but later on. So today our main objective was to discuss something about R and to also get familiar, just as I have said. So before we dive into studying, I'll welcome Jeremiah to also introduce himself, then we'll proceed from there. And anyone with question can just raise their hands, then we'll tackle them. Thank you.
Thanks for the invitation. I'm Jeremiah Katumo, still a student at Taita University, fourth year, and I'm also a data scientist. I think all has been said by my colleagues, so we're going to be taking through this session. Thank you for that.
Okay, thank you so much for your responses, Jeremiah and Moses. Our audience, feel free to ask any question. You can also chat at the chat box or raise up your hand and you'll get an opportunity to speak so that we can have a good coordination. We will be meeting at this time and hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays for our bootcamp. The bootcamp might run to a point where we are all comfortable. There is no time frame for it. But if you wish to give a structure about it, you can just comment at the chat box. In our bootcamp, we are targeting mostly to cover R and Python, that are the most common languages used in data science. We will start with R, then we'll progress to Python, and also we will also tackle other languages that will come along. Today we are going to start with introduction in R and the installation part. Don't be afraid because you're starting with a big language or something. You don't need any prior knowledge of anything to be in this bootcamp. Feel free. We are all startups. We are all trying to learn. We are all a community that is dedicated to learning This community will just help us, will just give a roadmap on our, it will simplify our learning journey. At this point, I think we should start. There is no question at the chat box and there is no one raising the hand, so I think we can start. Musa, can you share your screen, please?
Oh, okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, before we start, maybe, I think, is there anybody with anything he wants to ask before we proceed, maybe on the structure of our studies? I see Kipkorir.
Yes, Brian.
Okay, continue.
Okay, yeah, you can ask your question or a comment.
No, I don't have a question, but just continue.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Brian. So I'm going to share my screen. I made some slides about R earlier on, and this is what we're going to discuss. Hello, can you all see my screen?
You can see it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so as we said earlier on, we said this bootcamp is going to major on different languages, and we decided we are going to start with R. So let's discuss something about R. And before that, maybe if I can repeat on the objectives. The objectives of these sessions are to give you a hands-on approach to learning and practicing data science, and to also help you build an online presence to reach out to your prospective client or employer. I remember sometimes back I told you guys about the 3 major parts involved in building a career in tech. And those fields were construction, community, and communication. Maybe just to expound on them, to explain what they mean. On construction bit, construction means developing your skills in the respective languages and respective tools that are used in data. The community bit refers to the people you're working with, or generally the community that you participate in. Like this one is also a community where you meet like-minded people, people who have interest, people you share same interest with. It is not only restricted to discussions on meetings, but also to other tools like using GitHub, open source projects. Those are all community servers. They serve you. You can get something from there. You learn something from someone in the community. Thirdly, the communication bit. The communication bit entails the process of giving to people the insights. Sorry, communication bit, it means giving people the insights you already gotten from data analysis. How do you communicate your findings? It's how you communicate your findings. You can do so by doing reports. You can do so by making presentations. So that communication bit always comes last, but I think it should come first. I think it should come first because generally after doing all your analysis, you have in mind your targeted audience, the people you're going to show your work. Even before you carry out a research or an analysis project, you'll think for yourself, this analysis, whom is it going to help? And that is where communication bit comes in. So to build a career in tech, focus on these 3 things: construction, community, and communication. Okay. I think we can proceed to the next slide. By the end of this session, you shall have learned about the following: history of R programming language and its various case use, how to download and install R, using R as calculator, variables, data types, data objects, and data operations, functions, control flows, importing data into R, and data analysis using R. Now let me give you a brief history about R. Generally, you all know about R as a programming language, but for it to be a programming language, what is this? It must have been built by people. So these are the people who built R programming language. It was built in 1991 by someone called Rossi Hacker and his colleague Robert Gentleman in the Department of Statistics at the University of Auckland. And the first announcement of R to the public was made in 1993. And in 1995, R was made a free software. So here we have learned that R is a free software. That is something to mark, because there are some tools we have to subscribe. There is that monthly subscription fee where you pay some fee for you to use the tool, but R, it's free. And that is the fun bit of it. You don't have to pay for anything to use R, and it can accomplish a lot of tasks. So this makes R a perfect fit for your data projects. Okay. Okay, we'll move to the next slide. The next slide, I explained to you guys how to download and install R. Above there, I've told you that R is a free software. It can be downloaded from internet straight to your computer without any charges. To download R, you can visit the official sites. This is the link to the official site. Hope you can all see it. This one here. Then R itself, R comes like in 2 bits. Like just you can download Python and an IDE for Python. An IDE is just an integrated developer environment where you can carry out all your work-related tasks. And those IDEs come with tools that makes things easier to work with. So basically, after you have downloaded R, you'll download the R IDE. The R IDE is referred to as R Studio. The R Studio, it's an IDE for R. To download it, there is that link down there where I've explained on how to download it. You can click on the link later on. It will direct you to their page. Just choose for whatever OS you're using. You can choose for Microsoft, for Windows, or you can choose for Linux and all those OSs. Okay, let's move to now the project bit. It's not a big project, but it's just a use case of R. You can use R as a calculator. Using R as a calculator to mean you can perform arithmetic operations using R. Are we together? Hello, guys.
Yes, we are together. Hello.
Yes, can you hear me all?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I can explain to you this use case of R and how you can use it to perform your daily arithmetic operations. It's just the basic stuff. Using R, you can do addition, you can do subtraction, you can do multiplication and division. To do this, after you have downloaded your R and R Studio, you'll now be using the IDE, the R Studio IDE. McHugh, you can't use the R Studio if you haven't installed the R itself. So you'll have to install R, then later on install R Studio. R Studio is just the IDE. You can use R, yes, but it has limitations. It has limitations. The tools that are in IDE are not present in the R itself. So using IDE will simplify everything. Thank you, Emma. Okay, now let me just demonstrate to you how to use R as a calculator. After you have downloaded and installed R Studio, just open your R. Maybe you can perform something simpler. Say you want to do addition. Basically, To perform addition, you use the arithmetic plus sign, which is the cross. So let's say you take 2 plus 5. 2 plus 5, you can run it here, and you'll see the results here at the console. Can you all see that?
No, we cannot see. We are just seeing the slides.
Yeah,
Still seeing
share
this?
the.
Are you doing it practically?
console.
Okay, let me share the other screen. Sorry for that.
Okay.
Can you all see it now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so
Yes, we can.
let me clear this console first. Okay, so this is how our Studio IDE looks like. Some people may be familiar with this, but some of you may be very new to this. Don't be scared. It's a very simple interface. You can understand it just by the look of the eyes. This window is where you'll be carrying out you'll be writing your code most of the time in this place. This is where you'll be defining your codes and what you expect them to output. Below here is the console window. In the console window, you'll be receiving times results from what you have run. Up there, you'll receive results here. Then there is this other pen. This other pen, as you can see, it has a lot of options. There is files options. Here you can choose any file you want to work on. Plots. If you do graphics here, results will be on this pen. Packages, we'll dive deep into that one, but packages basically are the libraries found in our language. You can install them and work with them. Then there is help page where you can type anything you want. You can see here, find a topic. You can type anything you want there. You'll receive some help. The viewer is just the empty pen. If you run something here, it will give you some feedback here. Okay, then there is this environment console. Here you can import dataset. Mostly this is what you'll be using, import dataset. You can choose from text, from all these other files. Okay, we were to talk about using R as a calculator. So we said to use R as a calculator, you'll basically be performing the basic math operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and whatsoever. So you can see one use case of R. You can use it as a calculator. So let me demonstrate maybe how you can use R as a calculator. Let's start with addition. Let's say you take 2, then you type plus 3. Then you can come run your line from here. You can see this arrow here. If you click run, it will give you the output here, which is 5. I hope you're all seeing that.
No.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you all see that?
I can see from my end. I don't know the rest. I had a no somewhere.
Yeah, kindly redo.
You can see the screen.
Try to
On
share
Zoom a
your
bit.
console. Yeah, try to share your console.
Hello?
Hello, Moses. Kindly zoom
Uh-huh.
for everyone to see clearly.
Or I zoom it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. This first. How do I zoom this, Emma? I can see the option here on my end.
What if you use Control plus?
Oh, Control plus.
Control and the plus button, yeah.
You know, we are in R Studio right now, so it will be executed as a code cell. So if I press
As a command.
yeah, if I break
Okay, proceed.
oh, I can
Just
just proceed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
everything is going to be recorded. You can check it later on.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is how we perform arithmetic operation. For addition, it's just plus. For minus, it's just minus. Just simple stuff. Then you can run by pressing Control Enter. You see the output on the console. We can perform multiplication. To perform multiplication, we use the asterisk symbol, which is the star. Say 3 times